So today we are starting off with fractions. So what are fractions? Fractions are expression of numbers as part of a whole. Something like if I say 1 over 2, this means picking two items out of, picking one item out of two items, that is 1 over 2. And now there are operations performed under fractions, which can be addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And when we say addition of fraction, it's just summing up two different fractions. For example, we have 1 plus 1, 3 over 2. It is very wrong to say 2 plus 2, which is then 3 this plus this, which is 4. It is very wrong. So in addition of fractions, there are ways by which they are done. So there is what we call LCM. So LCM is just the lowest common multiple of these two numbers. So we find the lowest common multiple of the denominators. Now here in fractions, the number below the line is called the denominator, while the one on the top is called the numerator. Now to do that, we find the LCM of the denominators. Now in finding LCM, we first of all write the two numbers. It can be 3, it can be any number. Now the lowest common multiple is found by finding the lowest number that can divide these two numbers. Any of them. Even if it can divide 1 and it can divide this, no problem. Any number that can divide any of them. So we start from 2. Normally we start from 2 because if 1 divides a number, it doesn't make any significant change. So if 2 divides, we have 1, we have 1. So we now have the LCM as 2. Therefore, the LCM of 2 and 2 is 1 and 1. As simple as that. Once the number can divide them and get 1, now all those numbers are the LCM. Another example, if you were to find the LCM of 2 and 5, among these two numbers, which one can divide? You see that 2 again can go. If 2 divides 2, we have 1. 2 cannot divide 5, so we write 5. Again, what again can divide 5? No, nothing else apart from 5. So if 5 divides, we have 5. Therefore, the LCM is now equals 2 times 5, which is 10. Therefore, here, let's continue from where we stopped. We write out the denominator in a separate place. The next thing we do is come to the first fraction, use the denominator, divide the LCM. If this denominator divides the LCM, we have 2 divided by 2, which is 1. And then the 1, what you got from the division, we will now multiply the numerator. 1 multiplies 1 is still 1, so we write 1 here. Again, come to this one. If the denominator divides the LCM, which is 2 divided by 2, which is 1, and then the 1 will multiply the numerator. That 1 times 3 will give us 3. Therefore, we have 3 here. So 1 plus 3 will now give us 4 over 2. This is how to add fractions. Let's go to another example, example 2. If we are to add 3 over 4 plus 1 over 3. So we find the LCM of 4 and 3. We write them out like this. Now what number can divide any of them? It is still 2. 2 can divide 4. We have 2 divides 4, we have 2. 2 cannot divide 3, we still have 3. Again, 2 can go again. We have 1, we have 3. Now what next? Since this one has been reduced to 1, nothing else to do on it. So we look for another number that can divide 3, which is 3. Therefore, the LCM equals 2 times 2 times 3, which is 12. Now we come here. LCM is 12. Now, as we have said before, come to the first fraction. 4 will divide the LCM. 12 divided by 4 will give us 3. Now that 3 will multiply the numerator. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Therefore, we have 9 here. Plus, if 3 divides the LCM, that is 12 divided by 3 will give us 4. Now 4 will multiply the numerator, which is 1. We have 4. 4. Therefore, the addition of these two fractions will give us 13 over 12. As simple as this. It is the same thing as subtraction, just that the sign will just be subtraction. It's the same thing. Addition, subtraction are the same thing. Now, another one that can be done in fractions is multiplication, which is very easy. 1 over 2 times 2 over 3. It is the same thing as multiplying the top ones. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. As simple as this. And so on. Now, if you are given a fraction that they say something like this, 1 over 2 divided by, this one is division, 3 over 8. You see, it's very, if you look at it from the normal point of view, it is very hard to do. Now, the simple thing to do is come to the second fraction, turn it upside down, invert it. So we now have 1 over 2. Once you invert this fraction now, you change the sign to multiplication. So we now have 8 over 3, which will now be 1 times 8 will give us 8. 2 times this will give us 6. Therefore, we have 8 over 6. That is 8 over 6. That is for multiplication. That is how you do it. Once you invert the sign, if we are given 1 over 7 divided by 3 over 2, simple thing to do is invert this fraction. We now have 2 over 3. Change the sign to multiplication. Still remains 1 over 7. So 1 times 2 is 2. 7 times 3 is 21. This is for division, as simple as that. Addition, subtraction, and division, subtraction are very simple things to do.